Your toilet is now sentient. Would you prefer it to passionately, exuberantly crave your excrement, or deeply resent and despise you for what you do to it? Why? I think I'll just use the sink. I imagine my toilet passive-aggressively judging and telling me that it's not mad, just disappointed. I'm happy when people love their job. I'd rather it be consensual. I have IBS, so I spend a lot of time on the toilet. I keep it very clean though. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Really? Again? That's like the third time in an hour. Quote. That scrub-a-dub do be scrub-a-dubbish though. It's a sentient toilet. I'm selling it and buying a house with a non-sentient toilet. What's one thing you had as a child that you wish you had now? My grandpa recorded all of the original Wizard of Oz books on audiocassettes. Before books on tape were really a thing. And gave them to me along with the books while I was learning to read. So I could read along. I read, listened to all of them. But I didn't understand how special they were at the time. And after I listened to them, I recorded over them. Single quote. He had a wonderful voice and he's been gone for almost 10 years now. Especially now that I have a daughter of my own, I'd pay $1 million to get those recordings back. I have videos of him and such. But those tapes were such a loving gesture and they took him hours to make. I'm still hoping I'll find one of them with at least part of a recording in my parents' attic or something. No responsibility. Someone else paying all the bills and for everything else too. Time distortion. 10 years as a child was like 100 years. 10 years now feel like one. Free time. Good knees. What actor do you wish would stop getting roles? Kids of famous actors who clearly suck and are being forced into it. Damn, 99% of these comments are about Jared Leto. Amber Heard and Jared Leto. Both shit shows. Screw them. I don't know why studios keep casting Amber Heard and Jared Leto. I can't understand how they can know everything about the roles they've done and what kind of people they are and still think it's good for business to bring them on board. Edit. Fuck Lena Dunham. 2. Jared Leto. I feel like our culture at large is just sleeping _hard_ on the fact that Gwyneth Paltrow is in unpleasant, gross, unstable lunatic running a pseudoscience scam cult. And Hollywood is basically enabling that. Do you ever get hit by a wave of nostalgia so powerful that it hurts? What are you nostalgic for? I recently was looking through a box of things from when I was little. Like kindergarten. And I found a friendship bracelet a boy gave to me. We were best friends. We also both had stupid little crushes on each other. We'd face each other during nap time. I'd make him flower crowns and paper hearts and he'd wear those crowns until they fell apart. He kept those hearts until the paper started to rip. He had cancer. I was too young to realize that he was sick. I just knew that he missed a lot of school. He moved away to stay at the hospital full-time in grade 1. He unfortunately passed a few months after. The nostalgia that bracelet gave me. I think I just stared at it for a good 20 minutes. Just letting it all come back to me. Even making flower crowns brings me back to that small field beside the playground. Listening to him babble about superheroes. He's the reason I started reading comics and superhero movies. So watching them always gets me. It hurts. But I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I was his friend. And I wish I could have been a better one. I drive past the house I grew up in pretty regularly. We sold it when I was 15 when my parents separated. Thus began 10 years of itinerant renting and family trouble. The other day I imagined buying that house and moving back in. A wave of nostalgia hit me so hard I dropped my computer to the floor. I realized that I have never once felt at home since we left that house. 26 years ago. Old Pizza Huts. I get nostalgic for the 80s and 90s. People's homes felt like lived-in homes instead of some shit pulled out of an IKEA catalog. For better or worse, kids didn't really give two shits about stress-inducing global issues. Hanging out was more wholesome and multiplayer gaming was more personal. Weekend beers and 4-player GoldenEye while shit-talking each other for screen-watching was a blast. The 90s. God, the 90s were fun. Young love. There's just something magical about being new to romance. And discovering the mystery of it all. Recently I had a dream that felt powerfully real. Where all those old feelings were stirred up. I woke up profoundly sad. Like I was mourning my former self. Getting older, wiser, and more stable is awesome. But the downsides are painful. What is a word that people need to stop overusing? Influencer. Unprecedented. OCD, without actually have subscribed, my brothers.